You can lift your lids now.
Oh my gosh, what the hell?
The leftovers.
Are they kidding? Are you serious? Like, how did this come from the press club?
An old friend is there. It's scraps. You don't waste those. I'm happy.
Awesome.
Rubbish, like literally like rubbish. Gotta be a joke, right? You can't. Can you cook with that?
In front of you are trimmings, bits and bobs left over after mise en place. Things that should never, ever, ever go into the bin. In my kitchen, all these trimmings get used for staff dinner. A nutritious staff dinner that our young cooks in the kitchen must prepare. It's a challenge for them. It must be delicious. It must be nutritious. And it must make us feel warm and fuzzy before a dinner service. A bit like how we need to feel after we taste your dishes. So in front of you, beef chain runs along the side of the beef fillet. Mussel stock, carrot and potato peelings, coriander stalk, parsley stalk, delicious chicken necks, some bruised fruit, the rind of parmesan, and some beetroot leaves. Renee, hands on your hips, sort of staring down at all that delicious offcuts.
I can't think of anything that would taste nice. Like, I could do like 80 things, but that all tastes revolting, so.
Oh, fantastic. I can't wait.
That's a problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
80 disgusting things.
So what we want to see is your staff meal. You must use at least one of those ingredients in your mystery box. The winner of this challenge will receive an ability to influence the next cook in a way we've never seen before. It's a huge advantage you're playing for, so cook well.
You have 1 hour to give us a delicious dish made from leftovers. You've got a pantry underneath your bench of just some basics. But we're only tasting the top 5 dishes. And if you want that advantage, you need your dish to be tasted. And your time starts now.
I love doing this kind of challenge because we do it at home, you know, like you just cook with whatever you've got left in the fridge and make something beautiful, and you have to make your family want to eat it and enjoy it. So yeah, I think it's the same as any other day in the house.
Today I'm making steak and chips, but with a fancy sort of twist on it. There's so many beautiful flavours that are under the box. Even though they might not look that way, I think I can draw all that out.
Oh, stop shaking.
Now, Rachel,
Hiya.
you're a classic busy mum,
Yep.
working on a budget. You hate waste, don't you?
I definitely do. I look at food as you don't get one meal out of it. You get leftovers, which you have to make at least one or another 2.
No, you're madly kneading what looks like a pasta dough there. What are you
No,
making?
I'm making a pie dough. So what I'm
Excellent.
doing is leftover pies.
Leftover pies.
Yes, I'm using the beef, using the potato peels and the carrots, but for flavour, I'm going to get a bit of the mussel stock in there.
Have you ever cooked with beef chain before?
Yes, I have. You either don't cook it too much or you cook it a long time.
So really for you, the risk is that the chain won't be tender.
Yes.
You'll certainly have flavour, but will
Yes.
the chain be tender and will that pastry be absolutely...
Pie.
Looking at the ingredients, I plan that I'm going to make a ravioli with the beef and some of the potato in the middle, some of the beetroot leaves. I'm going to make a really nice, rich sauce using all of the rest of it, basically, except for the fruit. The main thing with this dish is the pasta. I mean, I need to make sure it's not too dry, that it's rolled out well, and you don't overcook it. You know, I've made this before loads of times. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm happy I'm going to get a tasty dish out.
We've said you're the best cooks ever. Now prove it. 45 minutes to go. Come on. Honestly, what would you do with all those little bits and pieces?
Well, look, you know, I look at those chicken necks, for example, and people are going, chicken necks, what can I do with them? Well, there's so much you can do with them. They're full of flavour, full of gelatine, so making a quick little stock out of them, a quick little broth. You know, that beef chain,
Yeah.
you know, you could take some of that beef chain, clarify the muscle stock, you know, sort of consommé style, using some of that carrot trim. You know, you could mince that beef chain. It's really delicious. It's got a bit of fat and make some little ravioli.
I think what's great about this challenge is it isn't just something that you face in a restaurant, it's something people face at home the whole time. We throw away in Australia about a third of the stuff food we buy, we throw away. So it's important to think for home cooks about how you can use the stuff that you would normally waste.
Yeah.
Seeing those ingredients today, instantly I just think of my grandma. You know, she'd get a chicken and she'd make a soup and then she'd roast it and never wasted anything. My grandma was an incredible cook. Every time we went there was just some sort of incredible pastry for us to eat. When she passed away, I was devastated. She was a big part of me. I feel her presence with me a lot.
Amelia, what's cooking?
I'm doing a messed up abgolemonor.
Messed up abgolemonor.
Yeah.
Abgolemonor being egg and lemon soup.
Yep.
Okay.
So, gonna make like a little meatball. Obviously got no lemon, but I'll be using vinegar to get the acidity in there.
Yeah, look, I'll be very interested how it's going to turn out with vinegar. I mean, my mother makes it, and it's very simple. It's eggs, it's lemon, it's good chicken stock, it's rice. And you know,
that's why it's messed up.
I'm interested to see. I'm not saying it's wrong or right.
Preferably lemon. But
And what are you going to do with those meatballs?
just fry them off.
And are these for the emulsion, or are you just wasting
no,
those?
just whole eggs. Those are just wasted.
So they're wasteful. So you're using up leftovers and creating more leftovers.
Gary's right. I shouldn't be creating waste in a waste challenge, so I have to think of a way to use those egg yolks.
Today for the Mystery Box Challenge, we've got 60 minutes to make a really tasty sort of staff meal with the ingredients which are essentially our offcuts and scraps from the Press Club kitchen.
Kira, 25 minutes down and you're standing here, relaxing, enjoying everyone else going hell for leather.
Yes.
Now tell me the dish you're making.
So these are parmesan meatballs, and there's some apricot in there to add some sweetness. I'm making a stock here for my soup that they're going to go in. I'm going to fry an egg for the top, make some crisps and add some green and just have a nice layer of stuff on top.
Meatball soup with a lovely crispy garnish. Soup without bread. How nice with a bit of bread.
My mind doesn't think like that. I don't need bread.
See, that's the problem. What I don't want you in a situation is standing here and when we announce the 5 dishes, yours doesn't quite make it. Because I think it's a great dish. When you've got time, think about what you can do with it.
Okay.
Even a snack for you. I know it's carbs. No, carbs are all right.
I love this little burger you've made. This looks fantastic.
Yeah. So it's going to be like an open burger kind of thing.
Yeah.
Bit of flatbread, parmesan crisp, bit of a plum sauce.
Bit of chutney.
Yeah.
Potatoes, what are you going to do with them, the peeling? Chips?
Burger and chips.
Yep, that's my plan.
Nice.
I reckon you've set yourself up for success. Can you put it on a plate?
I can do it.
How good is this challenge? Using leftovers to make something delicious. But in saying that, you've got 30 minutes to go.
After thinking for ages, I've decided to cook. My Orma makes a dish called arge, which is basically braised beef in butter, but I'm going to make my own pasta just to kind of use a bit of technique in there as well.
That looks tasty.
Yeah, this is a Dutch mix, and we normally have it with red cabbage and sauerkraut. Yeah. So,
A lot of fat in there. Is that butter or?
Yeah.
That's the way I like it. Oh, it's a bit delicious. That tastes really lovely. So now you need to combine it with something that makes sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know this bit tastes good, I just have to make the pasta.
You're struggling with that, aren't you?
I don't like pasta, so I don't really make it right, that's all.
I'm not a huge fan of pasta, and as a result, I've only probably cooked it about 5 or 6 times. If this doesn't work, it's a disaster, because pasta's not one of those dishes that you can fix if it goes wrong.
I'm making little miniature pies using the offcuts of the beef, and I've added parmesan to my crust to make it, you know, a little bit fancy. When you've got to use leftovers, you've got to be creative. And with that, all I got to do is blind bake these just to make sure the crust is cooked, because the last thing you want to give your family is half uncooked food. And at the moment, my family had 3 judges.
Today, I'm making beef and potato ravioli. I'm happy I've got my dough made, it's resting, there's time for it to rest, there's time for me to roll it. I've just got to get the sauce and the filling made so that I can get it all together at the end of the time.
In my kitchen, it's a young chef's job to put up a delicious staff meal and prove themselves. Today in this kitchen, it's your chance to prove yourself. 15 minutes to go, come on.
The mystery box is all about using leftovers, but Gary pointed out that I'm creating more by not using the whole egg. So I've added a Moroccan waka pastry to my dish. I'm going to fill the waka pastry with the beetroot leaves, some parmesan and the egg yolks. Adding another element so late in the game is really risky. I hope I get it all done in time, otherwise there's going to be more going to waste than just egg yolks.
Look, there's no doubt that everyone loves bread with their soup, and I think the judges are going to appreciate me putting this little extra love into my dish. So I decided to go with an Indian-style flatbread, but if it doesn't rise, then the bread might be really tough and doughy rather than flaky and soft.
It does smell delicious in here. And actually, when you look at those ingredients first up, you think, what on earth am I going to cook? And then the ideas start coming. Colin, for example, making that beautiful little burger, minced the chain, he's put some coriander in there, he's made a flatbread, he's got a chutney going on. So I think if he can plate it up well, it'll be delicious. And chips from the trees.
Yeah, but you know who I'm excited by? Amelia. Egg and lemon soup. I've got lemon on. She's clarified that mussel stock. She's done little beef balls.
No lemon?
No lemon.
Don't forget, the further north you go, lemons don't grow very well. They start using vinegar.
Thank heavens we've got a Greek expert here. About time we got one of those.
Let's hope these ideas are coming together. 10 minutes to go.
Making pasta is a real gamble for me today because I've only made it a handful of times. I start rolling the pasta dough out and it's perfect. It's silky, it's smooth, it's not sticking. I'm really happy. It's exactly how I wanted it to turn out.
It's time to roll the pasta. You know, it should take 5 minutes to roll the pasta out.
Jesus. Just having a bit of trouble getting the pasta through the machine. Can I use that machine after you, Sam?
Yeah, what's the matter?
It's just slipping, it's not pulling it through.
Did you try putting some flour in there?
I can't believe this is happening. I've made pasta 1,000 times before and I've never had this happen, ever. I'm losing precious time that I just can't afford. If I don't have a dish, I might as well not be here.